is, guys? Thank you for listening to the Bridge to Buctober podcast, where we talk all about them Pittsburgh Pirates net. My name is Josh. His name is Jake. What's up, Jake? Top of the morning to you. We're wearing our green, guys, because tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. I thought there was going to be... That's true. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. So we also have a baseball game on in the background. Pasquatch up to bat right now. We got Venezuela and Italy, WBC semifinals, and we have got some stuff to talk about, man. You know what I'm saying? We're a week off of the show. We've got stuff to talk about, and we've got. Can nobody hear Jake? Can't hear Jake. That is weird. Talk. Yeah, totally can't hear you. Hold on. Okay, we're going to get this fixed. Why is that not working? No one heard the intro at all. Jake did the intro today. No one heard it. We're going to get this. Listen, I can do all this stuff on the fly. We are all good to go. I just need to check my routing and why that's not working. So we're going to get it. It's main mix. You should be going there. Yeah, I can see the deal. It's not. Hang on. Listen, I can do all things. Talking.
Hey
now. Guys, look at that.
Hey, yeah.
Tell me you can hear him. Zero Jake. Only hear John. But not now. We got a little delay, so we got to wait for them to say it.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I guarantee they can, but we're just waiting for the feedback because I can see the deals going up and down now. Yeah,
there it is.
There
Let's
we go.
Yeah.
Listen, every once in a while, you got to have some technical difficulties just to keep it sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to make sure I know what I'm doing. Can we get a salute to the Pirates Fan Forum? They moved on from their podcast. That's a good call out, Launchpad. Pirates Fan Forum. Love those guys. Still listen to Locked On all the time, and we'll follow Jim over to Bucka Banner and all the things that he's doing. But absolutely love the Fan Forum and the friendships that were created because of that show. So, yeah. You know what? Great job, guys. Great job. Welcome back, Jake. All right, so we got Jake in here. We got WBC on. Here's what I want from everybody who's in the live chat, because my TV's back there, and I don't want to do this the whole show. So keep me on it. Like something happens, you guys let me know. Okay, we will break.
Mine's in front of me, but it's off to the side. So
okay,
I don't want to be looking up in the corner of the screen either.
For sure, we'll break a little bit for that kind of stuff, and then then we go from there. But we're back from our trip, WBC in Houston.
Yeah.
I went to spring training right after that. Dude, I'm telling you right now, as you can hear, every new place I go, I get new allergies, which is fantastic. Yesterday, I was outside and 30-mile-an-hour winds, but it was 70 degrees, 75 degrees, so we went and hit. Today,
nice.
My yard is white, completely full of snow. So,
So let's see, what was it? Saturday, 80 degrees, sunny. Went to a St. Patrick's Day parade, hanging with my buddy down here, shorts and a t-shirt, just chilling. Sunday, I'm not really going to talk about Sunday all that much. Tonight, freeze warning.
Mm-hmm.
In South Mississippi, like, I'm not off the coast by much, man. 30 minutes north of water. Freeze warning.
So we're going to talk about WBC. We're going to talk about spring training. And then we have some obvious, Pirate stuff to go over. Bubba Chandler's a big one. We've been kind of tracking this. We want to see where you are with that. And we're going to have our yearly OppQual conversation. So if you're unfamiliar with what OppQual is, stick around. It's interesting, and we'll take a look at it. No, I'm not going to say that. You know what? I am going to ask you, though, Jake, to give me a 30-second. You said I'm not going to talk about that much. Give me 30 seconds on your experience yesterday. I need 30 seconds. Because that'll keep you out of trouble, but also lets you be honest.
So we got tickets from a friend of ours to go see the Savannah Bananas in New Orleans in the Superdome. The best thing about it is the Superdome. The Superdome is really cool. It's a great place. Love the Superdome. The product on the field is, I was trying to give it a chance because they do a lot of things off scene that I've really grown fond of. If you're not familiar with him, Coach Rack, go look him up. Does a lot of great stuff, social media content, a lot of good stuff. So I was like, I'm opening my mind. It was probably one of my least favorite things I've ever attended in person. So much going on. I felt like I was at WWE meets the circus with a little bit of baseball in the background. We left before it was over. Like my wife and I were both like, we had enough. We're like, we're out.
So what was it?
Seconds?
Yeah, that was good. What was the scale of 1 to 10? What was your grade on the Savannah Bananas?
I think I told Nate 2-ish.
Okay, but then you had a caveat here because Ethan's popping in saying the bananas were amazing. Had a smile on my face the entire time. They had a blast. So you had a secondary comment on that.
I did have a secondary comment. Wasn't for me. My wife didn't like it, but there was 60,000+ fans who did like it and had a great time. Go. So it's just not my thing.
Yeah. And this is probably alluding to that, right? Ethan says he liked it, but it was overstimulating.
People behind me were like, I literally heard them. They were like, I can't pay attention. There's too much going on. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what's happening. I thought going into it, I was thinking maybe it would be a little bit more like the Harlem Globetrotters type stuff. Like, tricks and stuff like that within the game that would just kind of make it cool. But no, there's just stuff going on the entire time, even while they're playing the game.
Murray's going to be part of it.
100%, dude. If you can buy all in, and Murray, I know you can buy all in, and I'm sure you'll have a great time. It just wasn't for me. Like I said, 60,000+ other fans there. I think the Superdome holds 72,000 and they sold out both days. So a lot of people there having a good time. Wasn't for me.
Yeah. If he hits a grand slam here, do we bring Murray on to a voice call? There's some people in the chat that'll know what that'll look like. All right, let's talk about the WBC trip first. We'll do this in stages and everything, but
last thing that I do want to say that I just told my mom about this today. They never say the word game.
Oh, they actually don't.
They do not say anything about a game. They say, welcome to the show. So I give them that. It is a show. 100%. It is not a baseball game. You don't score runs, you win innings. So if you score more runs than the other team, you actually just win the inning and you get 1 point.
Yeah.
And then in the 9th inning, which we didn't stick around for, every run is a point.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's definitely aspects of it, and I can respect somebody in a situation like that who can pull off doing a backflip while they're catching a fly ball. Like,
yeah,
that's impressive. Like, I give it to you. The level of difficulty is high, but just not my thing.
No doubt.
If they would have one team that traveled around and played exhibition games against local teams, like the Harlem Globetrotters did, stuff like that, where they were like just having fun and doing tricks while they're actually just playing a game, like, I'd be more into that.
So much for 30 seconds.
Right.
Let's talk about WBC. Let's talk about going to Houston. We've got some of the guys that were down there in the chat right now too. Met some pretty awesome guys down there. Had a great time playing the name game all weekend, essentially.
All weekend.
Part of the reason that I don't have a voice is because we were up till 2, 3 in the morning every night.
Yeah. Well, the one night, Nate, the one night we all went to bed, and then you and I get a text message with another name. We stayed up for another 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. That was awesome. All right. We got 1-0. Cater Montero, not the day for you, man.
I mean, you guys talked about this last night on the live feed. And while I'm not like itching to play Italy again, like I'm not like, we need revenge. Like I wouldn't mind playing them again. I like the idea of getting them again.
Yeah, I do too. And you get Lorenzen again.
As I say, especially because they're saving Lorenzen.
I think the idea is that they're saving the bullpen by going Nola tonight. Like the idea is that Nola can go longer now, and then they'll save more bullpen arms so that they can then go Lorenzen and then hit their bullpen early.
Their bullpen coach was on MLB Network during the pregame, and he's like, no, all bets are off. Like, we'll use whoever we have to, even Lorenzen.
Oh.
So they're like, get through this game.
Right.
However, we need to get through this game. We'll worry about the next one the next day. That's a tomorrow problem.
Sure. Well, like
you got to get there like first. You can't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But could you imagine? Like, I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about it. And if you could rest your entire bullpen in a situation like they're in right now, and you can go Nola, Lorenzen, and the whole game, 2 pitchers, and then you throw a bullpen game against USA, you don't ever have a chance to get used to anyone. In a tournament style like this, I don't hate that.
The only problem
in a
with
162 season, I hate it.
The only problem with that is you're relying on 8 different guys to be good. You know what I mean? Instead of one getting you through 4 innings.
100%. But still.
All right, so let's talk about the trip, Jake. I've said it 4 times now.
Yeah.
We keep getting distracted. Let's talk about the trip. First off, your take on Minute Maid Park. Whatever it's called now. I was there and I still can't say
So this is my Daikin.
Thank you.
This is my third. I think everything I've heard is most people call it Daikin. Third dome situation I've been in. I've been to, it was a long time ago. Both of my other dome experiences, actually, it's my 4th dome experience. I've been to Tampa Bay and Chase Field in 06. And then I went to Miami and I went to Daikin. So out of all the dome experiences, probably Miami has been my favorite, but Daikin's right there next. It was a nice ballpark, and it felt weird when you walk in and you're inside. As soon as baseball starts going, it's just baseball.
It felt
we
like
had a couple
Costco.
roof balls.
It felt like Costco until the baseball started. And then I was able
Costco.
Yeah. And then I was able to, like, my first impression was like, man, I don't like this at all. Because I had not been indoors before. And then once the baseball started, though, I kind of forgot about it. I would have liked to have seen the park with the roof open. I wonder how much different that would feel.
Yeah. So they showed it. I forget which day it was. They were taking BP during the day and they had the roof open. I'm like, man, I wish we would have got to see it with the roof open once.
Yeah.
Been cool.
There's part of me that's still like, I like an open area. Don't close me in all the way around, like Three Rivers. You know what I mean? Like I like one part of the stadium being open. And so even then, like looking into center field or whatever, and just seeing like just more walls, that was the part that kind of threw me off about it.
Yeah, and if it's open, you're at least
seeing
past the railroad tracks, right?
Yeah.
because that whole side opens up. And in Miami was similar in that aspect, but the glass pane in the background kind of helps it, makes it feel a little bit open. But
all right, as far as like WBC though, I mean, this was obviously my first chance getting to see WBC games, right? And so I was really looking forward to it. And as I've said before on here, each time they do this, it seems to grow a little bit more. And I'm telling you right now, I mean, this is far and wide the best WBC tournament that there's been. It's not even close, in my opinion. Like, not even close. This has been the best one. And I think what it comes down to is like baseball in general is winning. You know what I'm saying? Like the baseball on the field, the brand of baseball that you're seeing, it's playoff atmosphere, but it's being done with maybe like 4 teams, 5 teams. It's being done with all-star teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we were talking about Dominican Republic last night, and it was like Perdomo is the 9-hitter. He's a 3-hitter.
Yeah.
He's a 2 or 3 guy. You know what I'm saying? The whole lineup is like that. And so, it's like, it's playoff atmosphere with all-star teams.
Yeah.
And it really is. But they're playing it different than an all-star game where it's like, oh, I got my showcase turn. I got my showcase turn. And instead it's like, no, we're putting a lineup here. We're not just going to sub all day just so everybody gets, it's not that. And so it's real baseball and it's pretty cool. It's playoffs in March, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing I think that's cool about it. It's playoff atmosphere and we're in March. It's going to be some drop off when this thing's over and we go back to like a week of spring training baseball and you're like, this is different. And I felt that, right? Because I went from one to the other. And I'll get into that a little bit later, but I want to get through this first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just watching the game before when Venezuela beat whoever they just beat. I can't remember. But Tovar come up big, and I like Tovar as a player. And I was texting with Nate, one of the boys, and I said, could you imagine leaving this baseball and going back to play for the Rockies? Be tough, man.
Yeah.
Be tough.
That's true. I also, last thing I have on this, and it is, I mean, obviously Paul Skeens is our guy. Paul Skeens dominating. But the biggest thing is like him, Cruz, Gonzalez, like all these guys that are Pirates, they're getting really good experience here because they're being put right into the middle of like I said, postseason baseball in March. Not only are they going to come back to camp hungry and telling everybody like, we gotta push for this, but also they've been in that situation now. O'Neal Cruz got a pinch. He had a chance to walk off the game, which drove me nuts, right? Because I was like, like I want USA to win, but at the same time, like this is my guy. So I don't know. Like I think this is a really good, really good experience for. I mean, we're talking about this is a Pirates podcast. I see the chat right now. We got some guys who don't like it, and that's okay. Like you'll either get there or you won't. That's totally fine. I hate the Olympics, so we're in the same. But the thing is what I'm taking from this is the experience that our guys are getting in this moment.
100%.
And it's huge. And we haven't had that, obviously. We haven't been pushing for the playoffs.
Dude.
We don't have the ability to create that scenario when you lose your first 26 games, it feels like. And so I think that that's a big thing for our guys is playing losing baseball and then putting together a roster where you think you have a chance to make the postseason. They're not going to be shell-shocked. At least a few of them are not going to be shell-shocked when they get there.
Yeah, and I'll be lying if I wasn't grinning from ear to ear watching Paul Skeens say, let's go, and thinking, can't wait to see him doing that in black and gold.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we're at right now, is we're looking at possibly being a team that can push for this. and being a team that could end up in the playoffs, and our guys over there getting fired up, winning playoff atmosphere baseball. Love it.
Yeah. Kyle getting spicy. So, yeah, listen. Big time clicking all over the place here. Big time exciting tournament. And so like I said, we were there. The US Mexico game was the closest thing I've been to that's the closest thing I've seen to playoff baseball in Pittsburgh. Back in 13, 14, 15, like that was the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life. Right? Yeah. USA Mexico rivaled that, which is insane. And the fact that it was indoors, right? But like I've not seen anything get close to it until the US Mexico game.
Yeah.
So it is exciting. It is exciting to go for sure. The fans are great. That was it was a good time. So
yeah, and just to talk about the trip a little bit in general too, you put up that thing about the Skeens card. Listen, we went to the card shop, bought a bunch of cards. I'm not a big card guy, but I was like, whatever. I see everybody buying cards. I threw $50 in, bought some cards. I will say this. I'm probably still not a card guy in my spare time. But man, get a group of dudes together and buy a bunch of cards. We spent 3 hours trading cards. Like going back and forth, making trades for cards. I'm pretty sure Casey took all the Roman Anthony cards home with him. But it was a good time, man. I had a blast. Making some new friends, throwing some darts, shooting some pool.
Jake is definitely a card guy now.
You give me the right setting, I'll buy in, but
So after that, I flew from Houston into Florida for spring training. You talk about polar opposites, end of the spectrum, right? But I will say, like, obviously back into like Pittsburgh Pirates, back into like, I had to get caught up a little bit because I was a little bit out of touch there for a minute. And it was really cool. There's guys that I haven't seen that I got an opportunity to see. We went over to Pirate City a couple days. It was 4 days, 4 games. I got to tell you though, like completely different. Like I said, we had this loud playoff atmosphere that was incredible in its own right. And then I go and I watch a spring training game. And I got to tell you, like, sun's shining, shorts and a t-shirt. And I sat back in the chair and I said, this to me, spring training baseball is the purest form of baseball that I know. Winning and losing doesn't matter. It's just baseball. And you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I love the whole like winning and losing competition, all that stuff. Not that there's not competition in spring training. There's guys playing for their livelihoods, right? So everybody's still playing hard. They're trying to play for a job and to stay on a team and to, you know what I mean? All that stuff. It's not that they're not playing hard. Now, Ozuna is not going to run out a ground ball in spring training. So that's different. Like the veterans, that's completely different.
Yeah.
But there's just something about the relaxing game of baseball where you can just see everything play out, but not be like, there's no stress involved. I don't care if you win or not. I just care about how that individual does in the moment. I care about the baseball aspect of things. And so for totally different reasons, like I'm a baseball guy. I will love all forms of baseball. And spring training is different from regular season, which is different from the playoffs, which is different from the World Series, which is different from the WBC. I don't think any of that stuff is the same, right? Because you say when you're in the playoffs, you know, what's the baseball phrase? You play for the name on the front, not the name on the back, right? Mm-hmm. I'm looking at Italy right now. That Italy team, Jake, I thought this was the coolest representation of what's going on. The WBC is an opportunity to play for the name on your back. And that doesn't mean that like Vinny Pasquantino is playing for Vinny Pasquantino. It's not selfish baseball. He's playing for Pasquantinos that have come before him. And I think that's a really cool way to think about it, because I was real like, what are we doing? We're watching a bunch of American guys play for Italy. This isn't right. But it's that phrase that kind of turned me into, no, okay, I get that. Like Nick Gonzalez is born and raised in the US, but the name on the back, like his heritage, like I think that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Sense. Like obviously Nick Gonzalez probably wants the US to win. He grew up here. He was trained by US citizens, you know what I'm saying? But it's that whole name on the back thing that I thought was pretty cool. Anyway, I thought it was a really cool way to do it. So still live, Jacob, still live. So anyway, yeah, spring training, dude. I absolutely love spring training baseball. And I know some people hate it. You know what I mean? They just hate it. They hate the subs. They hate the young guys coming in. I love watching the young guys come in. Right. Yeah. I think it's really cool. So we could probably
I enjoy spring training baseball a lot.
We could probably kind of move that into the Bubba stuff. Bubba's had a rough start to the spring.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been asking some questions here. What day was that he pitched? Thursday? Yeah, it would have been Thursday because it was at home. Like 18 straight fastballs to start off the game. Command, much better, right? Just pump. We were talking about fastball command at the top. Absolutely was not getting it done. Aaron Nola, born and raised in Italy? Nope, never been there. But anyway, 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run on a solo homer, which was just a slider, second slider of the at-bat, and he just kind of missed up. He threw it earlier, and he swung through it. This one, a little bit on the inside part, got a hold of it. Wind blowing out, but I don't think it really helped it. It was like 112. So he smoked it. But 8 strikeouts, just the 1 walk, Jake. Are we done worrying, or do you need to see it another time? Where are you at with Bubba right now?
Yeah, I'm still like, I don't want to say I'm nervous. I don't want to say I'm excited. I'm kind of somewhere in that middle. I'm kind of on the cautiously excited. But he was that the outing? He threw like 18 straight fastballs to start the game.
Yeah. Sorry. Miles said, I love pitcher reentry. We saw that once. As soon as like they brought in a guy to get out of a jam. I think it was the Tigers. They brought in a guy to get out of a jam that the Pirates had bases loaded. And next inning he came back. Casey Mize came back out into the game. And I was like, I love spring training.
All bets off. But yeah. I like definitely the progression. Trust the process. I think it's going to be a growing experience all year, and it might just be a dog by the end of the year. You know what I mean? Or mid-season. Who knows? But I love Henry going out there and saying, yeah, let's just throw these fastballs. The interview he did afterwards, they said, was it a plan or he said, well, I mean, throw it till they hit it, I guess. It's just like, well, what he goes, it's still spring training. I had to call other pitches too, but they're like, so in a regular season, he goes, throw it till they hit it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Like that's a very young, like high school mindset, but if it works, I guess.
Sometimes you can rely on stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Martin says, I'm kind of concerned because a lot of the wins have come from the minor leagues late in the game. So Brandon Lau, Marcelo Zuna, Ryan O'Hearn, Brian Reynolds, these guys are essentially getting physically ready for the season. They're not playing for a job. They already have one. So a lot of that is if I feel like my timing is there and physically I'm getting where I need to be, it can be a little like meh sometimes, which It hasn't been for all those guys. Like some of those guys are hitting the ball well.
Yeah.
But I could see that. Gary said this on Locked On one day, and he just basically talked about it. Like, listen, the Pirates have one of the top minor league systems in baseball right now. Currently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to have some guys graduate and then they're going to drop. So we're ready for that. But right now, the way that this team is built and the way that this team has progressed, when our secondary team comes in spring training, they're a little bit better than the secondary team that's coming in for some of these teams. There are, obviously teams, but specifically at home, because you've got a ton of guys that you could bring into the game and do whatever. And we've just been seeing a lot of guys like, Emmanuel Valdez, who's on the 40-man, has been one of those secondary guys. Billy Cook. Justinson Garcia has spent some time there and he's been tearing up this spring. And Connor Griffin has done both starting and coming in later. And so we've just seen a lot of these guys who have some experience, Nick York, and then some of the bigger prospect names that are close, right? Maybe not like high end, but that are close. Esmeralyn Valdez and guys like that who are coming into these games and making an impact on the score. And so, yeah, I think I got to clear my throat. I think some of that is just natural, right? I think it's just natural that we do have some wins that are showing up later. Wins and losses truly do not matter in spring training. It's about getting ABs, getting work in. Like Henry Davis didn't have a hit yet, and they batted him leadoff. That's not because they think he's a good leadoff hitter. It's because they wanted to get him those at bats right away.
Right.
They do things differently.
He just hits a leadoff bomb.
Then he hits a leadoff homer. Right. So I will say that to say, like, it's a little unsurprising. Miles says, Yordani De Los Santos says, I think 3 home runs, right? Mm-hmm. I got it in front of me. Yeah, he's got 3 home runs. Like, guys like that are coming in who are low A, high A guys. But they're guys who have been around a minute. Like, we've been talking about De Los Santos for quite a while. He's 21 years old, but we signed him at 16. So, like, that guy's been on our radar for quite a while. It's like one of those guys that you forget about and then you remember.
I'll get roasted for saying this wrong. Is this Samillo?
Yeah, Nick Samillo.
He's had a good spring.
Well, no, he's hit some home runs. He hasn't hit well. I'm looking him up. Sorry.
Showing some power.
He's showing some power. Anyway. Yeah, for sure. Where is he on this list?
Could be like, you're looking at a big first baseman that might end up panning out in the long run eventually.
Oh, first base is down here. Yeah, Samillo has 2 home runs, 2 doubles, but he's at 200. Yeah. And like that's what you expect, right? He's a high A, probably up to double A this year, but and he's faced. We're going to get into this stuff. But
I'd like to look into that a little more later on another time, but maybe he's hit the ball hard. Unlucky. I don't know.
Sure. He does hit the ball hard. We saw him hit a home run the other day in Sarasota. That would have been Wednesday. And he hit it hard, but he got under it and the wind just took it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, he was in double A last year, Miles said. So, yeah, certainly double A again.
I'm not unless they're like big time prospects, I'm not good with minor league names. Sure. I'll be honest.
Yep. No, Jacob didn't get any autos, but we did take a stack of first Bowman Chromes to Easton Carmichael. I had contacted him. He's trying to get as many of his cards as he can, which made more sense when we got to talk to him about it. We gave him a whole stack. He threw a couple of them out and signed them, gave them back. But he said basically he's got a ton of family members saying, hey, can I get one of those cards? Topps didn't send him anything. So like, he's just like, I don't have any of them. So we took him a stack so that he can pass them out to some family members and stuff like that. So kind of interesting there. That they don't get anything of their own cards. They got to go collect them themselves. So yeah, I think let's take this into. So I mean, we were talking about Bubba, but apparently nothing there, right?
Yeah, I mean, just continue watching. I think he's going to be fine.
Okay. I will say, as we work our way into the OppQual conversation, which will take up pretty much the rest of the show. If you're not familiar with OppQual, stick around. It's pretty cool. And we'll talk about Password later, Jake. But from my time there, I was most impressed by Justinson Garcia. It just does not seem overmatched at all. Obviously, first time seeing Connor Griffin too, and so that's the obvious one. Like, extremely impressed by all assets that are all facets that he brings to the game. It's absolutely incredible. He's a monster.
Yeah.
But Justinson Garcia, I think, was one of those guys where I was like, yeah, I like him, and I think he'll be good. I think I'm now at he is good.
Yeah.
Like, and it's spring training, but we are, what I saw was kind of validating about that. So what we're going to talk about here is OppQual, which is opponent quality. This is a statistics that's tracked by Baseball Reference. If you're unfamiliar with it, I'll go over it for just a second. Basically, they track the quality of opposing pitchers and hitters that you faced. So it varies from 1, which is rookie ball, all the way to 10, which is a full-time major leaguer. Interesting caveat on that one though, Jake, because I don't know how they're doing this math, but I'll point one out to you. 10 is a major league player, right? And then it goes all the way down to 8 means AAA. Anything above 8 is kind of mixed and matched between the two of them. Again, more on that. 7 is AA, 5 is high A, 4 is low A, everything below that, rookie, short season, stuff like that. Here's the thing that threw me off. Ronnie Simon in Sarasota on Wednesday made his spring training debut, got 1 plate appearance against Chris Bassett, who would be a 10. Mm-hmm. He spent all year last year in the major leagues. Ronnie Simon's OppQual for this spring so far is 8.6. So I don't understand that. He should be a 10.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is that goes into the calculation there. But what I will tell you is, like, if you're facing most major leaguers, you're probably at like a 7.5 or higher. Just from what I've seen and what I've looked up, 7.5 and higher, you're facing mostly major league pitchers. But then, like, you get a situation where, like, a low A guy came in to get Casey Mize out of a jam, gives up 2 runs or whatever, and then Casey Mize comes back out. You know what I mean? You still run into those types of situations. So what we like to do is we like to track, hey, this guy's looking really good, right? This guy's looking really good. Okay, Venezuela, cut it in half there. Gino with a homer. Shout out Miles. Shout out Miles. All right, so
that hurts the Pirate fans just a tiny bit, right?
A little bit, yeah. Nah, that's funny. Yeah. Anyway, we like to track this a little bit because if you see some guy taking off and you're like, wow, this guy's really just tearing it up, right? I've been really impressed with that. Yordan De Los Santos, we already brought him up, right? He's been in 9 games. Mm-hmm. He's hitting 500, but he's playing against guys that are his level, which still 500, that's great. So that's like one of those things where his OppQual is 6.2, right? So that lines up with like somewhere between high A and AA. And he's tearing it up. That's a good sign for a prospect like that. Not that he's going to make the major league roster, but that maybe he'll push for AA. Unable to stay focused. Hey, listen, semifinals are on. We got this. We got this. You're right, though. It is distracting, but we were going to go earlier, and then Jake was like, crap, I can't. So
that's on me.
So here we are. It's on Jake. Everybody blame Jake. Say, come on, Jake, in the chat. Everybody. Anyway.
My fault.
So I wrote a couple of these down. I think it's fitting we start with Connor Griffin because that's one of the guys that we've been tracking a lot of. Obviously, we've been watching how he's been doing. And his numbers don't look as good as what you're watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
OppQual right now is 7.7. Going, all of the stats, unless I say otherwise, are going into Monday. Today's stuff, unless I speak otherwise, is not included in these numbers. After Wednesday, it was a 7.8, which is only one off. But yeah, I got the Ronnie Simon thing right in the middle of that, and I already went over it. So I'm looking over the stuff that I wrote down here. Okay, caught myself up here. Jeez, amateur hour here. 5 hits. He's got 7 hits. 5 of those hits have gone for extra bases, a double and 4 homers. The thing about Connor Griffin right now is not much success on fastballs 95 plus. So that's the thing that if you're saying like, okay, are we starting the year? Or are we not? I think you'd like to see in this last week, you'd like to see him start hitting some fastballs. Now we did see him get a base hit off a 96 mile an hour fastball in Lakeland the other day. That's a good first step. It's a good piece of hitting right into the hole, exactly where he was wanting to hit the ball. You like to see that. And it was like 110. So that's always a good sign. But I looked up all these fastballs 95 plus, and I looked them up and I said, what are we looking at here? Because obviously this is a guy that we're kind of counting on to make this team. 20 total pitches this spring at 95 or more and just 8 plate appearances. That's actually less than I would think that he would face.
Mm-hmm.
But 4 balls in play on 13 swings, 5 whiffs. Friday night got a base hit. That was his first hit off that velo in the spring. Of the other 3, 109.1 mile an hour line out, a 90 mile an hour ground out, and then just like a little dribbler ground out that I think he actually beat out, but they called him out. So there's that.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that.
Of the foul balls, one of those was hit 102. So like, it's not like it's all poor contact. Like he's hitting the ball, but he's just been getting out on him. McClanahan struck him out though Sunday on a middle fastball at 96. I don't know the rest of the at bat, but you want to see him do a little more. You want to see him do a little more with that. I will say it's not something I'm necessarily worried about. He does not have a track record of this. Last year he hit 350 on fastballs over 95. So all levels combined. I know those are minor leaguers, but like we're just talking about a specific fastball at 95. So I don't know how you don't just say that's an equal comparison. Other than, maybe they have better secondary stuff and he's not sitting on it. He's been handling the secondary stuff. He's hitting that well. So 8 whiffs on 38 swings last year, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not something that it's not like, okay, he's got trouble with the fastball. No, he's having trouble with the fastball right now. Does that mean I shake this off though and ignore it? No, I need him to hit fastballs or I'm not starting him in the major leagues, Jake. Like I have serious concern. He hasn't drawn a walk yet either because everybody's just attacking the zone. So like, I can't, Jake, I can't do that. I need him to hit fastballs.
Yeah. You don't want to give him something, right? You don't want to hand him something.
He's got to earn it.
He's got to earn it.
That it? I thought you were going to.
No, you're covering everything. There's not a lot.
I got you.
I mean, you do.
All right.
You're right. You want to see him hitting the fastball.
They have plenty of reasons to go either way. To send him down, to send him up, or to call him up. Yeah. I want him on the roster. I think he's good enough, right? But at the same time, results aren't there, and you need the results to be there. At some point, you need results to be there. And specifically with the fastball, like he's got loud outs on breaking balls more often than fastballs. If he's doing that, even then I'm saying like, well, he's hitting the ball hard. He's just unlucky.
Yeah. And part of that too, for me, looks at who's he competing with. Like he's competing with Nick Gonzalez, who has been hitting the ball pretty well this spring, who has gotten some good experience in the WBC, who has been playing okay at shortstop. So if we broke camp and they announced that Nick Gonzalez was going to be our starting shortstop, I'm not necessarily mad about it at this point. I think Connor Griffin is a better player, 100% better player in the long run. But if we break camp and Connor Griffin's still hitting 200 or 210, then he didn't earn it. And I want him to feel that feeling of getting put into AAA when he had a thought and a chance to make the big league club. Because that will fire a guy like Connor Griffin up. That is the motivation that he needs. A guy like Connor Griffin is going to go to AAA just starving to get better and get back and get to the majors.
Yeah, I would say that the way he is, though, A, he's already motivated.
Sure.
And B, I think he kind of expects to go to AAA. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's his expectation. He knows he has a shot. I think the way that he is, he's expecting to go to AAA. And he'll allow himself to be excited if he makes a team.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, but extra motivation, I should say.
Sure.
I'm not saying he's not. I never meant to say he wasn't motivated.
Right.
Because he is self-motivated. Like, it doesn't take much. But knowing that he's got a chance, he's got an opportunity to break camp. Because if he doesn't know there's an opportunity, then he's just kind of blind-eyeing everything.
So let me say this, because I know that a lot of our conversations have been based around, but don't you want that draft pick? Don't you want that PPI? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. They have like 15 days. There's 187 days in this year's schedule. And in order to be PPI eligible, you have to be on the roster, on the Major League active roster for 172 days. So they've got 15 days to play with, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be opening day. I could see them.
Okay.
Indianapolis starts in Indy. Hear me out. They open in Indy for 3 games. And that Tuesday, they go to Columbus. So that he's going to be right in Columbus, 3 hours away. They could do New York and Cincinnati. They could get him right. Let him get off the ground and running, and then bring him for the home opener.
Yeah.
And if it's not there yet, they go to Indy after that. He could just play the rest of that week out and then come in for Monday. If he's not ready yet, they go to Indy. Pittsburgh goes to Chicago next. He's not going to be far from Chicago.
Yeah.
So they've got an opportunity to let him get moving if he doesn't get moving in this next week and a half. They do have an opportunity. And still, and Katie says, then we get to see him in Columbus. Yay. So they still have an opportunity to slow this down a little bit and allow him an opportunity to get going, basically. And still keep PPI eligibility intact. You know what I'm saying? But at that point, then you don't have any time to really send him down. Because it has to be like you have the opportunity to send him down for 2 weeks later in the year if he starts the year, and then bring him back up and still keep all of that stuff intact.
Yeah. I also think he's a guy that if we do and he does break camp and we do say you're our shortstop, I think he's a guy that can make the adjustments in season.
Yeah.
At the big league level. I just think he'll be able to do that.
And that's the thing that we're seeing right now is like that we think that he's good enough to do that.
Yeah. He's got the head to be able to do that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to the next guy.
I'm going to put this back up real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. Chuck Roger Reynolds Buck MVP this year. I will say I saw him hit a line drive up the middle early in spring, and I was like, I'm back in on Reynolds because it was low. He dropped the head of the bat, went down, got it, and just lined it into center field. I'm like, I'm back. He's in. He's back. I'm in. He's back. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, you're
because last year he was not dropping. He was not dropping. His bat was level with his hands, and the balls were going right under his bat. You got to get the head of the bat to the ball. And he did that. And I'm like, he said he went and fixed the swing and did it. I'm in. We can go to the next guy for OppQual if you want. That was my little.
I don't want to get me pouring my water into my. I was muted. I was letting you rock with it. Yeah. So anyway, I think it's worth it to take a look at some of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
These are Sunday numbers. Jared Triolo on Wednesday was at 304, 407 with a 799 OPS. That's dropped, but he's at his 7.6 OppQual. He's facing major league hitters. He's hitting about 260 with a 340 on base. So I think that's about, what you could expect from him. Nick Gonzalez, 500, 529 on base with a 1 OPS against 7.4 OppQual, which essentially, we're not even talking about who he just got an opportunity to face. He faced Paul Skeens, guys. It doesn't get any more 10 than that.
Was that like an 8-pitch at bat too, didn't it?
Yeah, it was good at bat. It was good at bat. Termar's already been reassigned, but he was hitting 368, 500 on base against 7.3. That puts him around that AAA. Like, he's set up good to go to AAA this year.
Yeah, and I think he's setting himself up good to be the second baseman in 2027.
He has a big year. He's definitely, Gonzalez is going to play for that spot. Mm-hmm. I would say Nick York is going to play for that spot. And maybe even Triolo, if they only have one guy to acquire next year and they go after a third baseman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they ignore second base, let Lau do what Lau does, and then he's gone, and they have the ability to do things. Mangum, 7.8 OppQual. He's facing mostly major leaguers, 321 with an 853 OPS. He's done nothing but make you feel like he could be the starting left fielder if they didn't bring in Ozuna or whatever. O'Hearn, 7.5. That's kind of that fringe part where I'm just like, yeah, you're mostly facing major leaguers. He's hitting 360 with a 485 on base and a 1.1 OPS. So obviously he's doing just fine. Esmeralyn Valdez has already been reassigned or already been optioned, 7.2. He was hitting 294 with a 478 OPS and a 1 as well. Henry Davis finally got his first hit. He's struggling, but there was a piece written about him about following or trusting the process that he changed his swing this year. It's been a slow go of it, but this is what spring training is for.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to see some of the fruits of those changes. Got another knock today. I think it's safe to say that we'll all believe it when we see it. You know what I mean? This is a big one because he is the starter. This is a big one. We need him. We need this next week to go well. If he doesn't figure it out in April, but he figures out in May, we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
But obviously, the sooner the better.
Yes, 100%.
Password, unreal, 7.3. So a little bit below that kind of line, right? A little bit below that. And this is a big one. Justinson Garcia is a guy that everybody says this guy has to make the team. He hasn't quite been there against all the best of the best here. But he's hitting 517 with a 576 on base and a 1.3. Dude.
Yeah.
Now he just did strike out 3 times today on Monday, but like I said, this guy just seems like he's got it. The Pirates have put their hitters in a pretty good spot right now. There's kind of no secrets. They've faced a lot of guys that they should be facing, and the younger guys are facing the younger guys. So you like to see that. I wish Baseball Reference would do splits. I'd like to see If Garcia's a 7.3, like, let me know what he does at 7 and below, and let me know what he does about the 8 and above. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see that to know, like, is he just handling the younger guys? And you know what I mean? And I mean, he's handling everybody. So how many guys at the top level is he actually facing? I mean, I watched him face a couple major league pitchers, and good at bats and results.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hitting the ball well. And he plays a good outfield. Hit a 111 mile an hour double off Bassett. Before that, he singled off Max Fried. Jojo Romero's a guy who's pitched in the majors for 6 years. He homered off him. Jose Barrios, Scott Efros, those are major league pitchers, grounded out 100 miles an hour. Hard hit single off Griffin Jacks. There's other pitchers in the mix here. It'd be interesting to see how he's doing against those levels if they were split up. But I just named a bunch of major leaguers that he hit well.
Yeah. And the problem is there's kind of a logjam because we kind of already have our starters, right? And you're fighting for one spot, basically a fourth outfielder. And you got two guys that are really playing well. Both good defenders, hitting the ball well. My money is putting Garcia in AAA, letting him bat every day, keeping him rolling. And if anybody in the outfield goes down, he comes up. He's the starter. Mangum's still your fourth outfielder.
Do you see any goodwill? Do you see any benefit to allowing him to win a spot as the fourth, fifth outfielder? Give him some at-bats early on. And then say, all right, here's the deal. We don't have enough at-bats here for you. We're going to send you down. We're going to get you going. But allowing him to win a spot.
Sure. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's fair.
And Manuel Valdez already been sent down. So, like, that's a guy that a lot of people said, like, don't be surprised if he makes the team. He's not making the team.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about it like that.
This is the one guy that's really, really stood out. I mean, outside of with results and everything.
But here's the question: Do they really get anything for breaking camp with the team?
I mean,
it's some extra money.
It's better money.
Yeah.
And you're on that opening day roster. I think that's a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you keep him there for a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks. You'll find some at-bats for him. But before he gets cold, it's like, hey, we got to get you a run down there. We don't have enough at-bats here. Maybe you have at-bats for him. Maybe somebody goes down and he's already there. It's just a thought to take your best guys with you. Pinch hit at-bats, opportunities like that you could get him in.
Yeah.
It's possible. That's all I'm saying.
Sure.
All right, let's talk pitchers a little bit, then we'll get out of here. Paul Skeens, Italy legend, Joe LaSorsa. No, he's a non-roster guy. 8.6 OppQual, but look who they're facing now.
Yeah.
So that's not even in the conversation. Johan Ramirez is a good example. Kyle Nicholas had not given up a run in his 2 outings against 7.5 OppQual, so that's probably, some good, some bad, kind of mixed in there. Ramirez's was 6.6 on Wednesday, so the 169 was like, yeah, but he's facing AA, single A guys. He has faced better hitters since then. Austin Slater, Riley Green, Wenzel Perez, 1-2-3 inning. Then Sunday, he gets Yandy Diaz, strikes out Gavin Lux. And then he gives up a Jonathan Aranda, a single, Jake Fraley doubles, Cedric Mullins, a 2-run single, which was kind of like a bloop that got both runs in. Not hit real hard. And then he gets a ground out. All major leaguers. So Johan Ramirez, who I've been kind of hard on, so far is showing up pretty well. I mean, really, two guys got him right there, and then, gave up the runs. And that's the thing. Like, relievers have a very small window of opportunity there. So, but yeah,
I feel like that's similar to what we've seen from him, though. Is like he'll go on streaks where he's dominant.
Yeah.
And then he'll have streaks where he's just can't seem to find an out.
Yeah. Clevenger, a lot of people are talking about Clevenger. It's good to know this kind of stuff. That's why we dig into this. 7.1 OppQual. He's mostly facing AAA hitters. Mostly facing AA, AAA hitters. Okay. 4.38 ERA in that time. We've seen some good recently from him. I don't know if he has a real shot. He's obviously a non-roster guy. If he gets assigned, I think that makes a lot of sense to try to keep him around. I'm sure he has a date that if he's not added, he can opt out. I'd push it all the way to that date. I think for myself. Jose Urquidy, very high. He's facing major league hitters. 8.2. They're basically all major league hitters with a couple. I think about this every once in a while. Like Connor Griffin is what did I say? 21 games in AA. Like, he's a 6, 5.5.
Yeah.
But this is, you face guys like that. You face guys like that, and you're saying like his number is low, but his talent is high. So you understand that. Yeah. But yeah, Urquidy has a 9.35 ERA. So I don't know what there is to really. I've heard good things, but 9.35 ERA, man, I don't want this guy in the rotation. I just don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm out.
I
was interested. I wasn't in. I was interested. I'm about done.
I thought about not doing this because of the small sample, but we're almost there, dude. We've got a week and a half left. This is really the time that we have an opportunity to do this. And Carmen Mlodzinski is at a 7.5 right now, but the ERA is at a 2.92. I really like the splitter. I think it's changed what he can do, and I'd like to see him as the fifth guy. And I'd like to see if he can get through that lineup twice.
Yeah.
I'd like to see if he can go beyond there, 65 pitches.
I still think when the Pirates are at their best, he's in the bullpen. Because I think he's best in the bullpen. But right now, the Pirates are better with him as the fifth starter.
Well, can I also say the Pirates will be at their best when they get Jared Jones back?
Right.
And then Mlodzinski can be in the bullpen.
Right.
So I think that's pretty fair. Justin Lawrence is facing a lot of major league guys, and he's been doing fine. I think the back end of the bullpen has looked really strong. Relievers are just so hard because you're talking about 4 or less innings right now. It's just, what they're doing, what the decisions they're making for relievers are probably going to have a lot more to do with those bullpen sessions they're throwing.
Yeah.
Mason Montgomery is a big one. Like, he's only at a 7.2. He's had a little bit of like mixed starts. My goodness, he was pitching the other day, and there was somebody in the stands who said, "Put in a real pitcher." Dude, we had some really funny. Dude, there was somebody in spring training who got so mad at Kyle Farmer, who's with the Braves right now. So mad at Kyle Farmer because he had hit his, I think, 4th foul ball of the at-bat. And she's like, what is he doing? Does he not want to hit it fair? Yeah, that's it, lady. He's not just trying to hit it off Bubba Chandler. Throw it 97. And she's like, this is ridiculous. Every foul ball. Get out of the batter's box, you loser. I'm like, jeez. She's back there.
Gosh, lady.
Earlier on in the game, she asked if the nets were to keep the players safe. And the guy's like, no, that's to keep the fans safe. She goes, oh, that makes more sense. And then fast forward 3 innings, and Kyle Farmer now has 6 foul balls in this at bat. And she wants to make up the rule that you get 2 foul balls and you're out. You don't even know what you're watching. You're making up rules. Katie,
slow pitch softball.
Katie leaned over to me, and that's what she said. She's like, this lady doesn't even know what she's watching. And now she wants to make up rules. It was brutal. Martin says, had a pregnant woman spill beer on me once.
Jeez.
And the whole says, we had a guy, the year me and you went, we had a guy eating peanuts and throwing all the broken shelves on Jake.
I forgot about that.
Just literally cracking the shelves, throwing them all over Jake's feet.
I had him on my arm sleeve and everything.
Oh, you were covered.
Covered. Love it.
That's right. That's a banana ball fan. 2 foul balls and you're out.
Yeah. The fans can catch a foul ball and they're out.
All right. So I'll tell you this. Maybe light years from home will agree with me a little bit. In years past, we've done this OppQual study, right? And we've learned something. I don't think it really tells us anything this year. Like, I'm watching this and I'm like, the guys who are supposed to be doing good against better stuff are doing good against better stuff. The guys who are doing well against the lower guys, they're doing well against the lower guys. Nobody stands out one way or the other. There's not like a guy trying to break camp who's killing it, who's facing 5.5s. I haven't seen that. I thought this exercise was a little bit slow, Justinson Garcia.
To be fair,
I don't know.
To be fair, I think it does. I think there is something to the 5th starter. I think it does show us a little bit about a 5th starter here. Urquidy is not doing well. He is facing a high OppQual, but he's not doing well. Clevenger doing very mediocre against a little bit lower OppQual.
That's a good call.
So if he's up at 8.2, his numbers probably looks very similar to Urquidy's. And then you got
and if he was doing
out there shoving,
right, and if he was doing a 4.38 ERA against the 8.2, I'd be like, I could get behind that.
I could understand where they'd be at if
they're talking about a 5th starter.
Yeah. So I think that's about the only real thing that we can take from it is how this 5th starter role is going to shake out. And I really like, where was it at? There it is, Kigamosher. Hunter Barco is one of the guys too we didn't even talk about. I'd like to see his OppQual because he's having a good spring. He's not, making the rotation, which is same thing Giga's saying here. He's not going to start the year, but I think he'll make some starts for the Pirates this year. It's
7.7, and he's got a 3.68 ERA. It's 7 innings, but like 7.7, like he's facing a lot of major league hitters. And he's done fair. His problem right now is in those 7.1 innings, while he has 9 strikeouts, he also has 6 walks.
Sure.
So you like this stuff. You like him getting out of those jams, but that's the part where it's like, okay, the 6 walks, that's where he's going to lose that. Miles, this is a good question. What's the story on long looks on Noah Davis? Me and Jake actually were texting about him today before he gave up the 2 home runs. And basically, the numbers without, where's his name? I have to find it here. The numbers without today was a 6.7 OppQual. So you're talking about AA, AAA level. And he had a 6.52 ERA and 9 2/3. That got worse today. I liked what I saw from Noah Davis in Sarasota. I told Jake there was a moment where a ball hit off the knob. They called it a hit by pitch. He gives up a 3-run homer after that. He should have been out of the inning, but he kind of let it bother him, I guess you could say. I don't know if it's true, but essentially gave up the 3-run homer then. I thought he was good that day. And then after today, I was kind of like, all right, Jake, maybe he was just good that day.
Yeah.
But that's a good call out because he was good that day. And when you looked at that, you know what I'm saying? You're going there. So Jacob wants to know what relief pitcher are we trading for. So the thing is that we just traded a relief pitcher away. So
frustrating.
Regardless of what I think, which I don't like middle relief right now, I would not have dealt Kyle Nicholas. However, that's what they decided to do, and they did it on grounds of depth. So I guess who am I to say? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if they add Clevenger, he's going to be like a long relief guy.
I think so too.
But
the thing is you've got
innings from someone else.
You've got to move guys in order to do it. So would you rather, like, because you could send Clevenger to AAA, he's on a minor league contract, and you could put Cam Sanders in the middle relief right now. Otherwise, you're calling him up and you're DFAing Cam Sanders, and now you only have one pitcher if he goes somewhere else instead of two if you don't do that move. And that's kind of how I think about it. Wait until someone goes down.
That's fair.
Giga said Noah Davis is, if he's starting games this season, they're in deep doo-doo. Yeah, and I could see, we've seen this before, right? Oh, we have this weird spot. Somebody went down with an injury. The guy we really want to call up is not scheduled to throw. Like, he just threw. You call up Davis and you say, get me once through the order, and then you're getting DFA'd right after. Because that's one of those like guys that get a start because you're okay losing it after that.
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, it could be that's about his only situation from what I've seen. Evan Sisk, though, I could see Evan Sisk. He's looked all right.
Yeah.
Gregory Soto gets the loss in the game, Dominican U.S. Paul Skeens gets the win. Soto gets the loss. Bednar gets a hold. Mason Miller gets a save. The MLB runs through Pittsburgh.
Love it.
That's my joke. Yeah,
That's
listen.
my joke.
Good call out, Miles. This is the last thing we'll kind of talk about as far as the baseball goes. We'll get the voice back, and we're gonna have some cool things coming pretty soon. But Davinsky got hit in the face with a line drive. It was not pretty. I mean, it sounded almost as loud as the crack of the bat. And I think it was more like side of the head. There wasn't blood or anything like that. But I'm telling you, scary moment at the field. He did stand up and sit himself into the gator that they drove him off the field with. And they didn't take him to the hospital, at least not right away. The Pirates put a thing out saying that the Pirates staff, medical staff was keeping an eye on him and watching him. So hopefully nothing terrible there. But yeah, he's not going to be on the opening day roster either. I think they'll take their time with that one. That's wishing the best for that dude for sure.
Yeah, scary stuff, man.
Yeah, no, you don't ever like to see it. Anybody else you got a question on before we get out?
Not really off the top of my head. Podcasts talk about it. I've heard you talk about it. I don't care if he's missed time. If he's hitting, he's making. I'm done with Bart, man.
The problem is you had an opportunity to trade him and you didn't. And now the stock is tanked.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're still doing all right. I'm seeing some buffering up here. So maybe we should wrap it up. Maybe this is YouTube telling me, hey, bro, you've talked long enough. I got to get some sleep. Listen, tomorrow night, USA is going to play one of these teams. It is the bottom of the sixth inning. Italy has a 1-run lead right now and a guy on first. I think, right? They're the home team. Yeah, they'd be the home team. Tomorrow night, I will be live streaming again. Yeah, Cheryl says we were buffering. I think we should be okay. Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers were experiencing buffering. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I see it. We're hitting something. Our internet's fine, but yeah, our connection is fine between me and you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's, we're taking a little bit of hit. So sorry for that. Let's wrap it up here. I had some other stuff I was going to talk about, but literally because of this, we should wrap it up. I'm going to play some music and let's get out of here. Anyway, tomorrow night, I'll be on the live stream with the 3-0 Take. Look them up, guys.